Hello, this is Roseline and I welcome you to Roseline YouTube channel. What I'll be talking about today is a topic that resonates with most Africans living abroad, and this is the topic of black tax. Have you ever felt like all your hard work goes into solving everybody's problem, especially at home? You're sending money home every now and then, there is an issue, there is a problem, there is something that you just need to send. They will keep calling you. You need to send money home for this. You need to send money home for this. Your friends are on your neck. This one is there. Messages upon messages as to billings. Sir, send me urgent 2K. My sister, urgent 2K. All this kind of thing. And it's like you don't have a life of your own. You pay your bills. You pay your rent. You do everything, buy groceries and every other thing you send home. You don't have savings, you have nothing for yourself, and that is how you've been living your life over and over again. This topic is for you, black tax. I went ahead to search for the meaning of black tax because I was like, why would they call it black tax? Is it something that is just peculiar to the Africans? Why is it black tax? So according to Google, black tax is a term for financial support that a professional or entrepreneur of color is obliged to provide to their family on a continuous basis outside of their own living expenses. Do you see that word, of color? Sometimes it is taken on subconsciously as a kind of payback for sacrifices made by the previous generation of family members. This means that in many African cultures, there is an expectation for those that are doing well, those that have traveled abroad, those that are doing well, or those that they believe are doing well. They believe that you should be doing well, and as a result, you should be sending money home to friends, to families, to people you don't know, to anybody that knows that you are abroad and feels like, because you are abroad, you are doing better than them, so they can bill you anytime. So this is black tax, that responsibility, that expectation from those at home, expecting you to be able to meet their needs. It is just a responsibility rooted in culture, rooted in the African communities. It might be in other communities, but not as much as it is in the African community, and that is why they call it the black tax. And to be fair here, black tax is not inherently bad. There is nothing wrong in black tax. It is just a way to honor our roots. It is a way to uplift our families. It is a way to help those back at home. But where it becomes an issue is when it is constant, when it is unplanned, when it is unreciprocated. It can become a heavy burden. And what people did not understand is that the reality does not always match with the perception. People perceive that because you are there, you have a lot, considering the exchange rate, considering, what you are earning. So you should have more than enough to be able to help virtually everybody back home. But that is not always how it is. The reality does not match with the perception. Trust me, in this video, I'm going to give a balance. It is very good to help those back home. They are going through a lot. The government, the system, and everything going on. If you are going through the news, if you are hearing everything happening back home, the cost of things, inflation here and there, you would understand that they really needed it. In fact, the scripture says if a man cannot care or provide for his own, such a man is worse than an infidel. That is for the family. We can also liken it to an individual, a family member that has the resources and is not assisting the family members, assisting those in need. When you have the resources, then it is bad. The scripture says more blessed to give than to receive. If you have the resource, it's very important that you help those in need. You've at one point or the other been in their shoe, and God has uplifted you, brought you to a place where you have more than them. Then be happy to give to them. Be happy to give to them. But at the same time, it's important that we apply wisdom. The scripture says wisdom is the principal thing, but in all thy gettings, get understanding. So this video is both for those abroad and also those at home. It's both for the taxed and the taxee, if I will call it that way. So it's for both individual. If you have anybody that you want that has been taxing you every now and then, and you don't know how to tell the person, life abroad is not like, yes, we understand that, we used to snap fine pictures. The environment is clean, so we take clean pictures, and you think that is how it is. That is not how it is. So if you don't know how to tell them, send this video to them, let them watch it. Let them understand that life abroad is not as if we are catching the money from the trees, but they should try to understand at the same time. Now, let me talk to the taxi. Permit me, taxi, Taxee, those that are taxing, the taxed. Let me talk to those people at home that feel like everything is being gotten in luxury here abroad. It is true that you see pictures. It is true that you see the clean streets, you see us putting on nice clothes, and you assume that life here is luxurious. But there are a lot of things you did not see, outside the clean pictures, outside the grammar, outside the phonetics, outside the, driving nice cars. What you did not know is that most people are living paycheck to paycheck. What do I mean? That individual that you see riding a luxurious car, or that individual that you see taking pictures in a nice clean house, they are being financed. Not everybody, but majority of people here are living paycheck to paycheck. Finances, every month they are paying back. All those iPhones, all those cars, all those houses that you are seeing, they are financing it. It's like you take a loan and you use the loan to buy a car, and then you are paying monthly or bi-weekly, every 2 weeks, or you are paying monthly for that car. Some people are paying for an iPhone. In Nigeria, for you to get this kind of thing, you pay cash. You need to have the money to get an iPhone. So you will go and pay cash to buy the iPhone. But here abroad, you need an iPhone. So far you have the credit history, just go and they will give you the iPhone free. Maybe you will just, not free, but you will just be paying some amount bi-weekly or monthly, and this would mean that you are still paying for just one iPhone or one phone, whatever phone or whatever it is. I'm just using phone as an example. This means that you're still paying for that particular phone. Sometimes 5 years, somebody is still paying for one phone. So all these people you are seeing driving nice cars, those cars might be financed, and every month they are paying for it for the next 5, 6, 7 years. Those nice houses, some of them are being financed 30, 40, 50 years, depending on the contract. So all those things you are seeing, it's not like the cash is there in the bank account and, we want to be flamboyant about it. It's not as if that bulk of money is in the account that we can easily send when you just call us anytime. Some people will just call and they'll be like, I need the money tomorrow. Can you send it to me now? It's not like that money is there waiting for us to just go and spend it. Another thing is, in our home countries, majority of our home countries, there's nothing like tax. Here we pay tax. We pay tax on everything, even the drinking water. You buy bottled water, you pay tax on top of the water you need to drink. So we are being taxed on everything. In Nigeria or your home country, whatever African home country you are in, whatever the price of the goods or commodity you want to buy, that is what you are going to pay at the counter. Whatever price tag you see on that particular product, that is what you are going to pay at the counter. But here, my brothers and my sisters, if you see, probably you want to buy one banana and the banana is $1, just know that at the counter you are paying $1.50 or something, depending on the tax rates for each province. We are paying tax for everything. We are paying tax for groceries, tax for food, even salaries, even our income are being taxed. When somebody say, I am earning so and so dollars, just know that out of that so and so dollars, they will still remove tax. Everything is taxed here. what you people are perceiving is not the reality in the abroad. That is not the reality. Okay, let me give you another example. In our own countries, you are a citizen there. So there is nothing like you are renewing your visa every 2 years. There's nothing like, oh, I need to get my visa renewed. You are a citizen. You are the owner of the country. But this place, you need to save. In as much as you have your monthly, bi-weekly expenses, you still need to keep some money apart because you know that, okay, my visa is expiring so and so day, I need to get it renewed. My passport is expiring so and so day, I need to get it renewed. You know, the cost of application, the cost of renewal, and every other thing. See, those abroad can tell you that it is spending upon spending upon spending. There is something to spend money on. There's something to spend money on. So when you meet an individual or you message an individual and you relay your situation to the person, and the person is kind enough to make you understand that, oh, I'm sorry, at this moment I don't have the amount. Please be kind enough to understand that it is not, yes, the person is working, but if the person says he doesn't have, understand that the person does not have. Because there are a lot of things that the individual is putting the money into. What happens most time is that when the person abroad is saying, I don't have money, oh, that person will be like, oh, she's stingy, very stingy. Or probably the person even tried to send you something. And this is something that is so common. It's common that somebody will now send you money. And in your mind, you are expecting, probably you say, I need money to do this. And in your mind, you have written down the amount the person should send to you. And you're expecting 1 million naira. And the person sent 100,000 naira. You'll be like, I said, I want to start a business. You're sending me 100,000 naira. I said, I want to do this. You're sending 100,000. What is 100,000 naira? And you are earning in dollars. Convert 100,000 to dollars. That's even less than 100. That's less than 100 US dollars. So what you can send to me is 100 US dollars. With how close we are, only 100 US dollars. That is what you can send to me. You know, people at home, they are good at that conversion. Even more than those abroad. They will tell you, Kini, send 50,000 to me. Just $40. So what will I do with $40? Kukuma don't give me anything now. What's $40 that you are giving me $40? You know, people at home, please appreciate the sweat. Appreciate that amount that person sent, even if it is 10K, even if it is 20K. Please appreciate, because for that person to be able to bring out of, you know, considering every other things around that individual and is able to give you that, appreciate that person. The person has done you well. Don't guilt trip that individual. Don't make that individual feel guilty. And this will make me talk to those abroad, we that we are abroad. Please, in any way, don't be guilt tripped. Do what you can and leave the rest. You are not Alpha and the Omega. You remember that quote? I think I heard it from Femi Lazarus, Apostle Femi Lazarus, where he said, you are not El Shaddai. If you want to help everybody, you shall die. So don't feel like if you say no, they would label you as being selfish. They would label you as being ungrateful. Some people will even go to the point of denying their immediate family, their wife, their children, or their husband, their children. They would go to the point of denying them basic needs just because they want to satisfy, they want to prove that, that ego, being abroad. Don't give based on ego. Don't give based on emotions. Make sure that you have a plan. Make sure that you are helping according to your budget, not because you want to prove to them that abroad lawa now, not because you want to prove that you are abroad and you got the money, you got to spend on them, and you are depriving your own immediate family, your wife, your children, your husband, your children. You are depriving them of basic need because you want to feel among. Understand that you can't do everything and you can't help everybody, even your own family members. You can't do everything. You can't help everybody. The best thing is for you to do your best and leave the rest. Let God find another person to do it. Let God fill the place. You are not God. You cannot be Alpha and Omega. Do what you can. Be sensitive to know who to help. That's the spiritual aspect. Be sensitive to know who to help, what to do, how to help such individual. Do your best and leave the rest. Make sure you set boundaries. And this will take me to the next part as to how do we manage black tax. Number 1, set boundaries. Learn to say no when necessary. Be clear about your financial limits and stick to them. The expectations of others are not your obligation. They are expecting you to send 1 million and what you have is 100,000. Their expectation is not your obligation. Have boundary. Stick to your boundary. Be clear about your limits. If you have gone beyond, or if you have gotten to your limit, don't even wait to go beyond. If you have gotten to your limit for that month or for that week, be unapologetic to say no, but try to explain. If it's somebody that you need to explain to that, I don't have, can we shift it? Can I give you next week? Can I give you next month? Can we make it 2 months time? But don't exceed your budget because you want to make, statements or you want to feel along. The expectations of others are not your obligations. Don't give based on ego. Don't give based on emotion. If your finance is built based on emotions, you will become poor because this person will come and, there will always be stories. There will be always, this person will come and say, I have not eaten for 10 days now. I have not eaten anything. I feel for you. Okay, take. This other person will come and say, I've not paid my school fees and things are difficult. I feel for how much is the school fees take. This other person, there will always be problems that, you can relate with. But if you are always given based on emotions, then you will become poor. Number 1, I said set boundaries. Number 2, create a budget. Wisdom and balance is needed. If a man lacks wisdom, ask from God that giveth to all men liberally and upbraideth not. So ask God, He would give you wisdom. It will help you to know. It will help you to know how to manage such. So create a budget. This is for this. This is for this. Make sure you have miscellaneous. Make sure you have something for your family members. Don't forget them. I quoted the scripture there that said, if a man cannot provide for his household, he is worse than an infidel. So put them in the plan. They are your family members. They are your friends. Make sure you help if you have, but have a budget for that. Have a budget for every other things. You cannot pour from an empty cup. So if you are pouring into others, it will get to a point that it would be empty. Make sure you have a reserve. Make sure that even as you are pouring into others, you have a reserve that you yourself can fall back to, because it is important that you don't offer assistance to the point that you too will now be in need of assistance. That time, nobody will be able to help you because everybody around you are people that are looking up to you to be helped by you. Now you need an assistant, nobody will be able to help you. It's important that you have a reserve, have a saving that you can fall back to when anything happens. And again, I say it, do not offer assistance in a manner that will leave you in need of assistance yourself. Number 3, prioritize. Prioritize. Not all problem is an emergency. Some are urgent, they are emergency. Some are important, but they are not urgent. So I classify them. Don't be guilt-tripped. Don't allow yourself to be guilt-tripped. I classify those needs. If they are urgent and they are important, then you do it now. If they are urgent and important, do it now. If they are important, but they are not urgent, but they are important, they are things that can wait, then you can do them later. But if they are urgent, you need to do it now, but they are not important, you can delegate. You can ask the person to seek help from another person. You can delegate. This is not just about black tax. This is a principle you can apply to your daily life-to-life living, If it is urgent and important, it's something you have to attend to immediately. If it is important, it is not urgent, then you can do it later. But if it is urgent and not important, then because it's not important, you can delegate. You can ask another person to do it. This is a principle for your everyday life. So also the issue of black tax that I'm talking about in this video, Let that principle guide you. Don't be guilt tripped. Make sure you prioritize. Know the one that is most important. Know the one that can wait. Know the one that you will not be able to do, that you can assign to another person to do, or you can tell the person, I'm sorry, I don't have the resource for now, but I advise you seek help elsewhere, and my prayer will be with you. I hope you would get a solution to it, and be sure that you really don't have. If you have, help when you can. Number 14 to do in managing black tax is to empower your family members. If you are the only one that is well-to-do in a family, just know automatically they will drain you, because this person will come, this person will come, that person will come, this person will come. They will drain you. So find a way to empower them. Instead of sending money for food every time and they would eat, and the food will finish and they will message you again and say the food money you sent for us that time, will finish spending it. Can you send another one? And before you know it, they will be looking up to you for house rent. They will be looking up to you for food. They will be looking up to you for daily life, day-to-day, expenses and every other thing. Then you know that you will be drained. Teach a man to fish, and then you have fed him for a lifetime. So it's important that you empower your family members. Instead of every day sending money for food, why not train them in skills? Why not send them to schools? Why not set up a business for them that will be earning them money? And that way, you would have a break. You'll be able to rest, knowing that, they now have a business, a family business. So let the business be generating income on their behalf, not you sending money every now and then. So empower your family members. That is another way to manage black tax. Another way to empower your family members that just came to my mind now is, if they are skillful, if they have the requirements, why not help them come to abroad, any country, bring them abroad also. Let them be there. Let them see what you are going through. Let them experience it. Let them have that money too, and then assist with the family finances also. Finally, as I'm wrapping up this video, it is important that we change the narrative. It is important that we shift the narrative, and that is one of the purposes for me making this video. Families back home should understand that life abroad is not as glamorous as it seems. So you that you are abroad, have an honest conversation with them. This is what I can afford. This is what I cannot afford. This is what I can do. This is what I will do. Have an honest conversation with your family members, with those that are on your neck and expecting, too much from you. Have an honest conversation with them as to what you can and what you cannot do. Let it be clear. Set boundaries, create a budget, prioritize, empower them, and then you would see that there would be some changes. The issue of black tax is a reality for many people living abroad, and I really want you to engage this video. Can you share your experience as to black tax, especially if you are abroad or you are at home, as in the home country, African countries, and your expectation of those living abroad? Let's hear from both parts in the comment section. Let's discuss, let's interact. If you are living abroad, share your experience as to how they have been taxing you from home, how it feels, how it makes you feel, how it's draining you, or how probably you don't even know what black tax is. Just share your experience in the comment section. As for those at home, share what are your expectations of us living abroad as to, helping, sending money home. Let's relate, let's chat in the comment section. If this video has been helpful, don't forget to share to everybody, abroad and at home. Share to everybody. There's a message for everyone in this video. Share to them and let's interact together. Like, comment on this video. If you've not subscribed to this channel, please do well to subscribe. And yes, I'll see you in my next video, and have a lovely day. Bye.